How's it going, North Liberty, Coralville, surrounding areas, everyone? Thank you. You're tuning in. My name is Aaron Powers, and today we're going to be doing some self-defense stuff. It's a little harder than some of the other classes. It's not exactly like doing the Zumba or the penalty box classes or any of the other higher intensity ones. It's a little more instruction based. So today I'm going to go through, we're going to do a little warm up, and then we're going to go through some basic movements and stuff and some principles of how to keep yourself safe, how to cut angles like a boxer and get out of the way of an attack today. And then we'll get into a little bit, I'm going to have my daughter come in later on, and she's going to help me show you guys how to break away if somebody grabs you by the wrist. And then next week, we'll up it a little bit. So this might not take a whole hour. It's a little hard to do too much instruction if I can't actually see you. But I'm going to do multiple times through the things. We're going to get a little bit warmed up, and we're going to get this going. Come in and check out my class once the rec center's open back up, and we can actually do hands-on stuff. And hopefully you'll have a really nice base built up by doing these things until now. So let's go ahead. I'm going to step back on my mat here. Let's start getting a little warmed up. Let's start bringing your knees up to your elbows. We want our hips and our core to be warm, to be ready to move. If I'm going to move left, if I'm going to move right. There we go. Just like that. A couple more. Then we're going to drop into some squats. I want you to get to at least 90 degrees. First thing that moves back should be your behind. Boom. Now you try to sit on your heels. Your weight should be going back onto your heels. There you go. Good job. Coming up, I'm going to go knees to elbows. There you go. Arms out to the side. Let's start rolling them out. Good. Straight out to the side. Feet a little wider than shoulder width. I'm going to take my right hand down to my left foot. Keep my eyes on the hand that's in the air. Right hand down to the left foot. Come on up. Left hand down to right foot. There you go. Good. Go ahead, come up. Let's hit some more squats. Feet a little bit wider. I want you to feel a little bit more on the inside of your leg. Good. Use the elbows 2 more times. Come up there. Get them up there. All right. So let's assume a fight stance. If you don't know what your fight stance is, your strong hand should be back, your weak hand should be forward. I just want you to start jab, cross. I'm going to turn sideways here, give you a couple different angles. Jab, cross. You see how much my shoulders rotate? I don't want to be throwing my punches like this. I want to turn my shoulders. Boom. Jab, cross. Get it from this side. So I throw my jab, you can see all of Mike Tyson right here. I bring it back, throw that cross, it goes away. My shoulders, hips, everything rotates. So, smooth, smooth, smooth. Don't worry about throwing as hard as you can. Don't worry about throwing them crazy fast. Jab, cross, nice and smooth. Jab, cross, cross, jab, cross, jab, cross. There you go. Feel that core turn. Feel it in your lower back. Feel it in your hips. Feel those feet rocking. When I go forward, my weight rocks forward. When I go back, my weight rocks back. Boom, 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 boom. There you go. When I throw that jab, that lead hand, my front hand, so I'm right-handed, the jab comes from my left. When I throw that, boom, I turn with it, my weight kind of shifts to my back foot. When it comes back, I shift back. When I throw that cross from the backhand, boom, my weight kind of shifts forward. My back toe comes up. My back heel comes up, rather. Okay, so keep going. Jabs, cross. Good. So we're going to go into some rolls now. If somebody's coming at you throwing wild punches, some Sometimes the best defense is just to go under and let them swing over you. So, I'm gonna step back a little bit. You can't see my legs very well. This camera's really zoomed in, but my legs are gonna bend, my shoulder's gonna turn. Legs bend, shoulder turns, okay? So, imagine somebody, just throwing big hooks at you. Under, 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 under. Got those hooks, good. Boom. Then you come up. Now they're throwing nice straight punches at you like we were practicing. So I'm gonna hit a slip. What a slip is, I just slip to the right or I slip to the left. I want to let that punch go right by my ear. I don't have to get way out of the way. Once you learn some strikes to go along with this, you want to keep yourself in position. So if I slip to the lead, boom, now I can come back with a strike. Real slight, turning with the rotation, turn those shoulders, feeling it down here. So once you slip lead, slip rear, roll lead, roll rear. Slip lead, slip rear, roll lead, roll rear. Good. See how I tuck my shoulder up? I should have my hand up. That was lazy. Shoulder will protect that chin. That's the off switch. Okay, so slip lead, slip rear. Roll lead, roll rear. Slip lead, slip rear. Roll lead, roll rear. Here we go. Now jab, cross, slip, cross. Jab, cross, slip rear, cross. Jab, cross, slip rear, cross. Good. Feeling in the hips, in the core. Keep going with that. Jab, cross, slip, cross. Okay, a few more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's knock out some more squats here. Nice and slow. Get low with them. Really feel it all through those legs. All in the hips. Good. Okay. Roll those arms out. We're going to talk about being in dangerous situations. You don't know what complacency is. Complacency is getting too comfortable. Can't happen to me. It won't happen to me. Pardon me, take your So, it's one of the biggest factors of getting attacked or getting assaulted, letting someone in your bubble. You need to be aware of someone who is a potential threat. You need to be aware of someone who's a little bit too close. So I have a comfortability range. I don't want you much closer than my arm, right? That's where I feel safe. So, what we're going to talk about is interview stance. When you're talking to somebody and things kind of start sounding like they might go sideways, most basic thing, we already covered our fight stance. I'm standing, I'm talking, my feet are parallel, they're standing, boom. I can just drop that foot back, and I can do it super slight, like, hey, buddy, 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 I don't want any problems. I'm in my fight stance. They don't even know that I've gone there. My hands are still open, I'm not threatening. So I can prepare myself. But we all know the old adage, if I call my daughter Lulu, come on. Ladies and gentlemen, my daughter, Lucy. Okay, so Lulu, I'm gonna stand like this, my feet just together, just parallel. I want you to push me as hard as you can. No matter what, I have to step back. That's an 11-year-old girl pushing a 35-year-old man. Okay? So if I just blade my stance like that, just fall into my interview stance, now try to push me. Now try to push me. I'm a lot more steady, right? So that little adjustment on top of what we're going to learn next can really save your neck in a lot of situations. So what we're going to talk about now is your movement. You've already hit the interview stance, right? So I'm in my fight/interview stance. My hands are open. I don't want any trouble. He or she decides that they still want trouble. They're going to come for you. Anytime that I move in a boxing or fight type environment, I never want to twist my feet. I don't want to step behind my left foot with my right foot, because now I'm really off balance. So what I'm going to do, and Lulu, go ahead and hit your boxing stance. You're going to do this along with me. I marked spots on my floor, and then this Facebook camera was so zoomed in I couldn't get them in the shot. So follow my legs first. Follow our legs. When I move left, my left foot moves first. My right foot slides right back into my exact boxing stance. When I move right, right foot steps, left foot slides. When I move forward, step forward, back foot slides into place. When I move backwards, what do you think? Step with the back foot, lead foot slides. I never get my feet crossed up. I'm never compromised on my balance if I just stayed with that rule. So, for the next few minutes, next minute or two, I want us to just work on step forward, cover up. Step back, cover up. Step left, cover up. Step right, cover up. There you go. Get a little loose, and let those arms dangle a little bit. There you go. Get them up in that fight stance. You want to protect the chin. That's the off switch. You get hit back here with a good shot, you're in trouble. So we want to avoid that situation, right? So my hands are up. I step in, hands up. Step back, hands up. Step left, hands up. Step right, hands up. There you go. Forward, back. Left, right. Forward, backwards, left, right. Forward, backward, left, forward, backward, left. What are you doing over there? All right, shake out those arms, get a couple more in, keep hitting those little steps. Those steps are really important, but super simple once you get a feel for that movement. And what we're going to do next, we already worked the slips and rolls, so we're going to work those a little bit with my pal, Mr. Pool Noodle. So if you're looking for things that you can use at home to do workouts and kind of spice up workouts, change things up, Pool Noodles have a few different purposes. I'm using it as, we use them sometimes for boxing sticks, pop, 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 when you don't have mitts. We're going to use it just for a ducking thing today. And I also will show you, all I have at home during this quarantine is these 20-pound dumbbells. Cut a pool noodle, put it on there. Now you're working grip strength too. Kind of an at-home MacGyver, no big deal. All right, so Lulu, why don't you poke it at me first? So, right, we're having words. She's a very aggressive little girl. Don't let the, you see that shirt? It says savage. All right, so we're having words. I drop into my interview stance, right? Whoa, 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 I don't want any trouble, little girl. I don't want any trouble. So, she still wants trouble. She's going to throw just a real straight right at my face, okay? So I'm going to slip this one. No, don't throw it so. Stick it at me. Right here. Boom. Right? That's our slip we were doing during the warm-up. Let's rotate a little bit. You come right here. Boom. That's my slip. One more time from like right here. Don't move that way a little. Okay. Boom. I just let it go right by my ear. Boom. Okay. Boom. A few more. Boom. Boom. So if you have a partner, or there's more than one of you doing this, this is a time where maybe you can take a minute, find something you can use, or you can just use your hands. Just don't hit anybody. We're not trying to get anybody hurt today. All defense today. If you have a partner or someone else doing this with you, this is a good time where you can actually do some stuff together. So, Lucy, Lulu, she assumes her stance, and I'm going to come at her this way. Boom. She's going to hit that. Rotate the shoulders a little bit more. Boom. There you go. Boom. Good. Don't anticipate it. You don't have to step. I just want you to stay right there. Turn the shoulder. Boom. There. Good. Boom. Good. Boom. Good. Boom. Good. And by not over-leaning, she stays in position. If she, because we're a fight, she can still return fire. So, I'm going to go the other side now. Same thing. Just turn those shoulders. There you go. Boom. Boom. Wow. Wow. Here, hold this. Okay, so now she's gonna poke it at me. Go about this angle. Switching hands come this way. Boom. Boom. Get up there. Boom. 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 See, so that's something you can start working on. Step forward on. So you're going to poke that at my shoulder. Boom. And then I'm going to come back. So you can go slip to the cross. Slip to the cross. We're not going to get into a lot of punches right now. Okay? More about the defense. So now we're going to work those rolls. You go ahead and hit your boxing stance. So like I was saying during the warm-up, it's like someone's coming with big hooks. Right? So I'm going to take this, and if I'm coming from here, whoa, she's going to duck under. And what does she do by coming up back here? What can she do and what can I do? She's got all kinds of options. And meanwhile, my body's exposed, and if I want to hit, I have to come all the way back across. So boxing is so much about angles. All right, so she's going to roll under, roll, come back up, roll, boom, roll, 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 roll. Good. All right, you go ahead and bring some of me. Let's turn a little bit so I can get different angles on the camera. So, I just want to say, a lot of people come to maybe thinking self-defense, thinking something different than this. This is the best kind of movement that I know, that I've seen. If there was something better out there, the guys in the UFC and at the highest levels would be out finding it. The stuff that works is the stuff the best people in the world. So, these boxing movements, obviously the more you drill them, the better. The more you exercise, the better your body is going to work. So now, we're going to learn the parry. Now, to go with our foot movement, these moves are very important, the parry especially. So Lulu, get about this angle again. She's going to throw her backhand at me, all right? She's throwing her step forward now. She's throwing it across. So just bring it real straight right at my shoulder. Boom. The basic principle of this is I want to block real slightly. I don't need to smack it out of the way. I don't need to take my arm off center. It doesn't take much to move a hand out of the way if it's coming towards my face, especially if I combine it with a slip, or I combine it with a step. So she's going to bring that at me. Yeah, real slight, barely move it. So just a parry, bring it right at my nose. Boom. Oh, honey, don't turn. Boom. There you go. So, I'll do a few from the backhand too. When I combine that with the step, not only am I knocking their hand out of the way, I'm stepping and creating an angle for myself to either attack or run, whatever is the right call in your situation. So now you're going to come with this hand, bring it at me here, I'm going to block it here and move this way. Okay. Okay. So, when I parry and step, I get out of the way. Go ahead one more time. Boom. I parry and step. Now leave your hand out like I just blocked it. See the angle that we're at now. If you need to do anything, you have the angle here. Alright. So I'm just going to poke you, parry with the same side. Remember, bop, bop. There you go. Bring that front foot out more. Good. Yeah. Just a parry. Don't turn, just pop. your chin. There you go, good. Alright, now I'm switching hands, now you're gonna block the back hand. Just snap. There you go. Okay, so that parry, real slight, doesn't take much, boom. Okay, just want to knock it off track. Combining the parry with the step can be very important. So, taking the pool noodle out of it, if I throw, Lulu's already sensed that I'm a bad person, I'm an aggressive person, she's in her fight stance, she's ready for it. And if I throw my jab, my lead hand, you're going to parry and step that way. Okay? Or no, that way, sorry. I bring my jab, boom. And now, she can either run or she can attack. I've got to come all the way back across to adjust. Obviously, in this situation, she probably wants to run. So, if I bring my jab, it's always same side. So if it's my left, it's her right. She's blocking with her right. And if it's my right, she's blocking with her left. Okay? And you're stepping to the same side that you're smacking with. Boom. There you go. Yeah. I just left for now. Yeah. You're right. The other stance, don't anticipate it. There you go. Smack it. There you go. Good. 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 Let's switch around so they can see a different angle. So doing it from this way, same stance. There you go. There. Oh. You any psychic? You know what I'm going to do? Nice. Hear that smack? It's good. So, I'm going to bring my backhand, and now she's going to block with that hand, step that way. Still step with that foot first. So, as you smack, step. There you go. Rotate it. There you go. Slide into that boxing stance. Boom. Good. So, creating those angles and getting out of the way gives you that route to safety if you can catch them as they're coming in. So, let me check my notes, make sure I didn't forget anything there. I don't recommend throwing too many punches. The human hand has a ton of small bones, so we want to be careful how much we're hitting. I mean, obviously, if it's your only defense, throw that punch. But I like to throw elbows, and I like to throw palm strikes, or to instruct to throw in situations like this, because you're way less likely to break this or this. The technique stays the same as throwing a punch. It's just one blunt object. So, moving on, we're going to go to, say someone does get a hold of you, they get a hold of that wrist, and you need to break away. A couple different ways to look at this. We're going to get a little closer so you can see the grips. So, I grab her with the opposite side. It's actually my right and her right, but I'm reaching across my body, okay? My right grabs her right. And so now, what's called the rule of thumb is what she's going to do. Boom, she rolls it towards that. I grab here. Boom, let's switch sides. Same thing. Slow motion, she's going to bring it up and over. Here. Now you grab mine so I can demonstrate. I take this thumb. This is the weak point right here. This is always a weak point. Obviously, that's the opening. And so when I turn that, I'm going to go right towards it. I'm taking my thumb towards her thumb. The rule of thumb. Okay, and that even works if I'm grabbing her. I can squeeze tighter, she'd have to work harder for it, but she's getting out. So, go ahead, if you have a partner, go and keep working that. We're going to do it back and forth a few times. Really turn that hand over. There you go. There you grab me. See that? See how I reach up and over? Nope, I'm grabbing you. Nope. Reach up and over. Open that hand. Yeah. You grab me. Open the hand. The hand opening is important. That makes the wrist open up more. It makes it harder to hold on to. Okay. Open the hand. Open your fingers as wide as you can. See how I'm not grabbing your hand? You don't need to grab my wrist. Yeah, there you go. Do it again. Come on. Okay, you got mine? Boom. Again, that is for if you grab them from the opposite side. So you're standing face to face and they reach across their body and grab your right with their right or your left with their left. You're going to roll that thumb towards it. And then, next up we're going to do if you get grabbed on the same side. My left grabs her right. Now this, if you have a ball and somebody wants to take that ball away from you, this is Lulu's ball. I want that ball. Alright? So hold it out here. You didn't have to let me take it, but that was pretty easy. If you really didn't want me to take that, how would you hold it? In close like that, right? It's harder, right? You're stronger there. All your strength is focused. So for this wrist thing we're going to do, this release here, right here, it's if we're grabbing the same side, right? I'm not reaching across anymore. I'm grabbing this one. And what she's going to do, again, the thumb here is my weak point. She's going to turn towards that weak point, and she's going to pull. And notice those shoulders turn. Everything turns. Okay, you grab mine once. Okay, let's do this way. I'm going to turn towards. Boom. You just see that just kind of unlock right there. Take a step up here. Turn, just the turn. And you see how that's going to slide through there much easier. Boom. So she turns and then yanks. Now the important thing here, if I really want to hold on to her, I could really make her have to work for that. So you grab mine. Obviously her hands are much smaller. I'm going to turn, and when I pull away, I'm not just pulling away. I'm turning and I'm pulling. Same as when we were throwing punches, the same as when we were doing all that other stuff. Your core needs to rotate. So, I grab hers, turn, pull. Good. She grabs mine, turn, pull. I grab hers, turn, pull. See how you saw her back there? That's because she's pulling all the way through. She grabs mine, turn, pull. Okay, we're going to use our core strength. So go ahead, if you have a partner, work with them a little bit. Let them work with you. All right. One last thing before I sign off today. What we're going to do, we're going to work on somebody grabs you in both ways. We got two different things we can do. Somebody grabs you by your wrist. She's got me by both hands. Okay? You know what I don't have to worry about right now? Getting punched. She's got both hands busy, so I can do whatever. So one way to do it, what's on top? The thumbs, the weak point. I'm going to reach right between her hands, and I'm going to grab the bottom of my hand. Let's roll over here so they can get a little better look. Okay, she's got my wrist. I reach in between her arms, grab the bottom of my hand, and yank up. Yeah. Ow, you're the one with the nail. Boom, reach in between, yank up. Now you need whichever one of yours. Boom, reach in between. Yeah, you still gotta use some strength. You still got, yeah, there you go. Here, one more time. Reach, when you reach in, grab like that. Grab the bottom of your hand. There you go. One more time. Boom. Come here, you come with me. Okay. So, go ahead, practice that one. Remember, you're going to reach in between the arms, grab mine. You're going to reach in between their arms, cuff the bottom of your hand, yank up. And the last one of the day, we're going to work on another one for if they grab you by both hands. Next week, I've got some stuff for somebody grabs you by the shirt, somebody comes up behind you. Right now, for you to drill with your partner, the hand in the cookie jar, okay? if I grab out a bunch of cookies and try to bring my full hand out, I can't always get it out of that tiny cookie jar opening, right? So, they grab my hand, and if I just start pulling, my fist is bigger than my wrist, so I'm not going to be able to get away. So what I do is I actually lean in, I drive down, which opens those hands up, and then I can come back up. Here, step this way so you can get the down part. So I'm gonna grab Lou, boom. She's gonna drive down, your whole body, boom. So stop it down there, boom. And by her driving down, even with her small arms, it breaks my grip because as it goes up, the forearm and bicep get bigger, right? Boom. And now you're gonna come up, boom, right there, right? Please don't hurt anybody, you know, unless the situation calls for it. But if you're home with a partner, don't elbow them hard. I've eaten a few of these elbows. It's not fun. So, come here. So, where your instinct is to try to get away, right? The first thing you want to do is turn around. Well, I have a pretty good grip on you. So you're going to push in, and you can even throw that shoulder into my chest. Boom. Boom. Okay. Grab mine. When I drive down, I want to really, again, shoulders, core. It's not just arm strength, right? Grab it. Boom. Boom. Take you anywhere. So, that's all that I'm going to give you for this week for the self-defense. I want you to drill those if you can. If you have a partner, that would be great. If not, you can still kind of drill the wrist things on your own and feel how it works and understand that the thumb and the index finger where they meet, that's the weak point of somebody grabbing. That's where you should attack and try to get out. And drill those boxing drills. Remember, whatever direction I move, that foot steps first. If I move forward, front foot steps first. If I move back, back foot steps first. If I move left, left foot. If I move right, right foot. So remember that, drill that, throw those jabs and crosses. Next week we'll get into some hooks, we'll throw some other shots, and we'll do a little bit more. Until then, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next Friday, everybody.